place Phils in Atlanta. There's Brian McCann against Jamie Moyer. 1-0 Phils. Bottom 6, 2-run Jackson. 12th of the year for McCann, and the Braves lead 2-1. Bottom 7. Base is loaded. Jeff Francoeur to left, but right at Pat Burrow. You know Escobar tags up. He is easily out. Phillies keep it a 1-run deficit. Top of the 9th. 2 outs. Ball game over for the Phillies. Chris Coast and grown men catching routine pop-ups. Normally good, but Kelly Johnson, bless his heart, he must be the sickest man in America. Tying run scores. He does get Pedro Feliz, but watch it again. Bobby Cox can't believe it. Second basemen have the smallest gloves on the field. They got to use 2 hands. Johnson said it hit the palm of his glove and popped out. It's a fair ball, and the Phillies tied the game. Top of the 10th, Shane Victorino. The one place you don't want to miss to a little guy, down and in. He rakes it to right. One hops the wall, so Taguchi scores, and Shane Victorino drives in the go-ahead run. Phils make it 4-2. Bottom 10. 1 run scores, make it 4-3. Here comes the tying run, but Shane Victorino from center field in the air. Coast with the tag. Alfonso Marquez, the umpire, nails the call. He's right there, and he is out. And the Phils, winner, bucket of chicken dinner. They beat the Braves.
Reds and the Marlins. Ken Griffey Jr. sitting on 599 career home runs and counting. Jr. with just 2 homers in his last 130 ABs coming in. Top 1, 2 outs. Griffey on second. Brandon Phillips singling to right. Griffey trying to score. Jeremy Hermida to Matt Trainer, and Jr. is meat. Marlins get out of the inning. Top 4, they're loaded for Jay Bruce. He singles to left. Edwin Encarnacion come on home, and the Reds have a 4-2 lead. Next batter, bags full for Jr. He pops out. Dan Uggla gets under it. Griffey 2 for 3 with 2 walks. Top 5 with runners on first and second, 2 out. Pitcher Johnny Cueto singling up the middle. Joey Votto scores. Cueto with his first career major league hit. Cincinnati up 5-2. 2 batters later. With 2 aboard, it's that Bruce kid again. 3 for 4. He's batting .463 in 11 games this season. Cueto improving to 5-1 at home this season as
bat than about the team. Keep an eye on that. How will the Red Sox respond after the confrontation and the brawl? There's Crisp leading off and playing center, hosting the worst team in baseball, the Seattle Mariners. Bartolo Colon. No one there at second as Adrian Beltre grounds back to Colon. Jose Lopez scores. M's up 1-0. J.D. Drew batting third. Look out! Felix Hernandez. Just over the head. Hernandez would pitch well. 6 innings, no earned. Bottom 2. Red Sox down 2-0. Crisp, did he go? Did he go? Joe West, he went. Still 1-0 Seattle. Top of the 3rd, Colon again. Looking to pick off Ichiro. Dustin Pedroia whiffs on the catch. 3 errors for the Red Sox, and they lose 8-0.
Diamondbacks Pirates. Brandon Webb gunning to become baseball's first 11-game winner. Bottom 2, D-backs up 1-0. Adam LaRoche grounding one to the right side. Webb stumbling, but gets to the ball, flips it to first with his glove for the out. That's a top play nominee. Webb forcing groundouts all night long. Bottom 5, Webb getting Xavier Nady to ground out to Chad Tracy at first for out number 1. Your next batter, LaRoche. To ground out to Stephen Drew. 2 gone. Webb 14 of his 21 outs. The ground out variety. 2 batters later, Jack Wilson grounding out to second. Inning over. Evgeny Malkin on hand watching Webb's gem.
He looks tired.
Top 6, Webb at the dish, singling to center. Webb is 4-0 career against the Pirates. Diamondbacks win 3-1. Webb 7 innings of 3 hit ball, just 1 earned, and that RBI.
Cubs haven't won a World Series in 100 years. This year shaping up to be one of their best chances. Good hitting, good pitching, good karma. Best record in baseball. They've won 10 of 11. Hiroki Kuroda. Double play. Fukudomi out. But was he out? Let's watch it again. Jeff Kent pivots, and oh, he was clearly safe by a lot. Knee bending a lot. Kuroda is pumped. Bottom 5, here's Jeff Kent. Ooh, that looks way down and way in. But Marty Foster says no. Oh, boy, he said the magic word. Oh, he said another magic word. Kent gone. Marty Foster, ejection. Squeeze! Oh, Joe Torre. That'll make him feel good the rest of the year. Denny Ardois lays down the suicide squeeze. James Loney scores. And how about Kuroda? He goes the distance. 11 strikeouts, no walks. Shuts out the Cubbies.
Angels and the A's. John Lackey's AL Best Halos putting their 5-game win streak on the line. Lackey 12-3 career against Oakland. Bottom 1 with 1 on and 1 out. He gets Jack Huss swinging. Bottom 2, Lackey jamming Mark Ellis for his second strikeout. Lackey 7 innings, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts. Top 3, 2 on 2 out. Vladimir Guerrero back in the lineup. Gets the blooper to drop in right field. Howie Kendrick come on home. Guerrero 2 for 4 with that RBI. 2-0 Halos. Bottom 9, it's Francisco Rodriguez. Looking to nail down his 22nd straight save. K-Rod getting Mark Ellis to pop out to Brandon Wood. K-Rod with his league best 25th save in 30 games. Halos win again. Make it 6 in a row. 3-1 the finals.
First place White Sox home to the Twins, who are 29th in runs scored, but only 2.5 out of first. Nick Blackburn. Remember last time he pitched last Sunday? Bobby Abreu with the liner off the face. Only a bruised nose. Little upper lip cut, but other than that, he was okay. How would he respond his next outing? Bottom 5, A.J. Przinsky down the line. Treaty, Ramirez score. White Sox up 5-3. Blackburn went 4 innings, 7 earned. Here comes Juan Rincon. If you leave, don't leave now. What Andy McCluskey was to OMD, Carlos Quentin is to the White Sox. Another home run, his 16th. Joe Creedy hit 2 home runs. Hey, since Ozzie Guillen's tirade, they've won 4 in a row, and they're hitting great games. Haven't won 7 in a row since May of '05. Top of the 5th. Kick me out a winner, Bobby. Russell Branyan in Colorado rakes that one to right. Home run. Roberto Jimenez had retired 12 in a row prior to that. And then you go back, Jack. Do it again, J.J. Hottie. 4th homer of the year. Brewers up 3-1. Bottom 8, Brewers up 4-2. Guillermo Mota facing Garrett Atkins. Atkins to right center. Gabe Kapler. Great effort. Can't make the play. 2-run score on the Atkins triple. We're tied at 4. Mota blows the 3-run lead. He would leave the game. Next batter, Brad Hopp. First game back from the DL. Oh, 2-run jack. Rockies win 6-4. Brother. Mets, Padres in San Diego. Bases loaded for David Wright. Top of the 6th, no score. Wolf against Santana. Right, deep to left center. This could be a few runs. Well, only 1 sacrifice fly. Great catch, Scott Harrison. He went a long way. Mets up 1-0. Bottom 6. Padres down 1. Got to come back. Great chance. First and third. Nobody out. Edgar Gonzalez. What are you doing? The ball hits him. He's automatically out. What does a good younger brother do? Oh, Adrian Gonzalez. Next batter picks up for his younger bro. Adrian. Base hit to left center. Ties the game at 1. And then next batter, the Kuz. Kevin Kuzminoff. Up the middle it goes. The Padres beat Santana and the Mets. Again, 2-1. Mets at 530-30.
Cardinals and the Astros. Tony La Russa's crew just 3.5 back of Major's best Chicago at the start of the day. Bottom 4, 2 on, nobody out. Carlos Lee ground ball to short. Cesar Izturis throws the ball away. Darren Erstad come on home. Lance Berkman, he's digging for home, and he's safe. Check it out. Izturis simply wild. Getting away from second baseman Adam Kennedy. Astros up 4-0. Next batter, Jeff Blum grounding to Albert Pujols. He's going to throw home. Yadier Molina can't come up with the baseball. Brian Moeller improves to 3-0 against the Cardinals. Astros win 6-1.
Rub off on the Tigers. Possibly the 2 most disappointing teams in baseball this year. Indians and Tigers. Justin Verlander, not much run support this year. Top of the 4th, no score. Casey Blake. That's a double. Garco, Peralta score. 2-0 Cleveland. Then here comes Franklin. He pulls one to left. David DeLucci scores. Verlander had a season-high 8 strikeouts in the game. His strikeout rate down this year. In the end, Joe Borowski with the save, and the Indians win 4-2 in Detroit.
Royals and the Yankees. New York swinging to win a 3rd straight behind Daryl Rasner. Yankees 27-3 at home against the Royals since 2000. Top 5 was scoreless. Runner at 3rd, David DeJesus base hit to right. Mike Avila scores from 3rd, and Kansas City has a 1-0 lead. Top 6, runners at the corners. Mark Tien grounding into the 4-6-3 DP. Jose Guillen, though, scoring from 3rd. The Royals are up 2-0. Bottom 7, that's the count. Runner on second, Melky Cabrera singles to right. Robinson Cano come on home, and the Yankees pull within a run. Bottom 8, with 2 on and 2 outs, full count. Ron Mejia facing Jason Giambi, who was the walk-off hero Thursday, and Giambi checks swing. Umpire Ed Montague says he struck out. Royals win 2-1.
Rangers have put up at least 8 runs their last 6 games, but they're going against the American League Pitcher of the Month in May. Look at Scott Kazmir. No Ray pitcher's ever won 6 in a row. David Murphy, slow roller. Kazmir got a cover, got a cover, got a cover. Did he cover in time? No, and slipped on the bag. A little concern here. Hammies, knees, ankles, okay? Okay, Kazmir back on track. Salto Lamakia looking. Milton Bradley swinging. Vicente Padilla on the mound for the Rangers, back from a personal leave. Top of the 6th, same score, B.J. Upton. If this game was in where, Tampa, that ball would have gone off the catwalk. You got it. But not in Texas. Home run Upton, his 4th of the year, back to Kazmir. He becomes the first-rate pitcher to win 6 consecutive starts. Evan Longoria also homers in this game, and the Rays win. All-star pitcher to be Tim Lincecum on the hill in Washington for the Giants. Look at him on the road this year, 5-0 coming in. Look at that yacker to Corey Casto. 7 innings, 5 Ks, 1 earned for Lincecum. He pitches well again. Jose Castillo gives him some support. Already had some 5-0, make it 8-0. And bottom 4, Christian Guzman leading off. Lincecum getting good defensive help from Aaron Rowan. Makes a nice play. Lincecum and the Giants. Easy winners over the Nats, 10-1.
All right, number 10. In SportsCenter's top 10 plays. Number 10, motorcycle race in the Isle of Man in the Irish Sea. John McGuinness and Cameron Donald running first and second. McGuinness wins the 101st Isle of Man mountain road race. This guy's going in excess of 200 miles an hour.
That was very fast.
Wow.
MLS soccer. Sani Nyasi centering feed. Adam Crispin, the header with the goal. The Revolution win 2-1.
Number 8, Twins White Sox. Alexi Casilla, number short. Orlando Cabrera barehanding, gets the speedy Casilla at first. Cabrera making things look mighty easy.
Remember Ozzie Guillen going all volcanic on his White Sox? Well, they haven't lost since he's done that. Getting good offense, getting good defense. Paul Konerko, Providence, Rhode Island.
How about number 6?
Ground ball into right field. That's a base hit. Charging Hermida. Griffey round third. They're going to send him. Here comes Hermida's throw. Traders tag. He got him!
Reds did get the victory, 11-3, though.
Number 5 game of the night. Bases full of Phillies. In the top of the 7th, they're down by 1. And what a great defensive play. You know, Escobar, Kelly Johnson, author Chris Coast can't get it done there, but in the end, they would.
Number 4, French Open semifinals match point for Rafael Nadal, the Dirt Devil. Oh, telling Novak Djokovic what to do with that lob. It is Nadal and Roger Federer in Sunday's final.
Final major golf event before the U.S. Open next week in San Diego. First 2 rounds of the U.S. Open on ESPN. St. Jude Classic, Charles Howell III. How would you like to mow my lawn? I don't believe it.
Number 2, Twins down to their last out. Michael Kadire, shallow fly down the right field line. Jermaine Dye, diving and catching. Tremendous effort. White Sox win 10-6.
Best defensive play of the night, though, is number 1. Shane Victorino with the arm from heaven.
Swung on and moved back up the middle. It's a base hit into center field. 1 run is home. Around third is Rocco, and the throw is he is out of the plate. The game is over. Victorino has gunned down Blanco at the plate, and the Phillies have won.
History made Saturday night in San Diego. Mets and Padres. Bottom 10, tied at 1. Scott Hairston facing Pedro Feliciano. As you see, the Padres have won 3 straight 2-1 games. You can make it 4 after this walk-off homer by Hairston. Pods win 2-1 in extra innings for the 4th straight game. And in doing so, they are the first team in Major League history to win 4 straight games by a score of 2-1. The Cubs were on the losing end Wednesday, and the Mets, yikes, hard luck losers now 3 straight nights in San Diego.
Royals Yankees at the stadium. Grab your abacus. This game featured some crazy totals. Andy Pettit's crew in danger of dropping 2 straight to the Royals at home for the first time since '99. Top 7 tied at 6. They're loaded for Jose Guillen, and he unloads on the Pettit offering. Grand slam, second homer of the game, 4th career slam, first since September of 2002. Guillen with 7 RBI in the game. Kansas City up 10-6. Pettit only given up 10 runs once in his career against Texas in '96. Bottom 7 with 1 aboard. Alex Rodriguez with a ginormous get back to left. The 90-degree heat helping the ball fly. A-Rod's 9th of the season. Yankees down 10-8. Bottom 8 with 2 aboard. Johnny Damon. Oh, it's Johnny Goodtime singling to left. That'll score 2. We're tied at 10. Damon 5 for 5 on the day at that juncture. To the 9th, Mariano Rivera coming in. Still tied at 10. First batter Rivera faces. First pitch gone. David DeJesus with his first career 9th inning shot. It's 5th of the year. Royals up 11-10. Bottom 9, Jorge Posada abusing the Joaquin Soria offering. Posada's 2nd of the season. We're tied at 11. 3 batters later. 2 on, 2 out. Damon. Why not? His first career 6-hit game is the difference. He drives in 4, and the Yankees win in dramatic fashion 12-11. For the 20th time this season, the Yankees are at the 500 mark. Kansas City now 4-28 at Yankee Stadium since 2000. The Yankees become the first team in the last 50 years to have its starting pitcher allow 10+ earned at home, but still come away with the victory. Quite a day for the Yankees left fielder. Johnny Damon is the 3rd Yankee in team history to have 6 hits in a game and the first to accomplish this at Yankee Stadium. Damon also becomes the 4th major league player in the last 50 years to go 6 for 6 with a walk-off hit to win the whole darn thing.
Angels have won 6 straight. They've opened up a 4.5-game lead in the West over the A's. Greg Smith pitching for the A's. His first pitch of the game. Well, that's not how you want to start a ball game. Unless you're Meister Asturis, 2nd career leadoff homer, and his 2nd in as many nights, 1-0 Angels. John Garland, throw what you know. Season high 8 Ks, gets Jack Cust, 7 innings of work for Garland in the 9th. Let's bring on Francisco Rodriguez, who is looking for his 23rd straight save in as many chances. There's Cuss cutting the lead to 5-3 on his 11th tater of the season. Later in the 9th, runners on the corners, 2 outs. K-Rod gets Carlos Gonzalez swinging to end it, and the Angels win 5-3. The Halos have won 7 straight games for the first time since July of 2006. The last 5 have come on the ROAD, so the Angels improved their major league leading road record to 21-11. Back to K-Rod. He has saved the last 5 Angel wins and breaks his own team record with his 23rd straight. Runner at 2nd. Oh, he gets a lot of it right there, but just not all of it. Warning track power. Cody Ross there to collect it. Griffey stuck on 599. Top 8 tied at 5. 0-2 count. Javier Valentin, that's a strikeout, but the ball gets away from catcher Matt Trainer, so Valentin is at first. That extends the inning. 2 batters later, runners on the corner. Jerry Hairston Jr. Little nubber. Handling Ramirez, bare hand throw, can't get Hairston. Run scores 6-5 Cincinnati. 7-6 Reds in the 9th. Coco Cordero in for the save opportunity, and Cody Ross, first career walk-off homer, and the Marlins win 8-7, Ross's 11th of the season.
Phillies and the Braves, after Friday night's dramatic extra innings win, the NL East leaders looking for another W against Chipper Jones and company. Bottom 6 with 1 aboard. It's that Chipper fella taking Kyle Kendrick for a ride. His 15th homer of the season. Chipper's only hit, still batting .420. We're tied at 2. Bottom 7, Kelly Johnson grounds one to the hole on the right side. Chase Utley, the great diving stop, throws to J.C. Romero, gets the out at first. The major's home run leader getting defensive. Gorgeous. Top 8 with 1 aboard. It's Utley. To right, Shane Victorino, you know, he's got some wheels. He's going to score. Utley with his 2nd triple of the season, and the Phillies are up 3-2. Top 9 with 2 on. NL MVP Jimmy Rollins with his 4th of the season. This off Jeff Bennett. Phillies with 3 homers Saturday in the 6-2 win. Cubs, Dodgers, Carlos Zambrano with a shot to win an 8th straight decision for his major's best Chicago club. Bottom 4, Russell Martin's bunt, staying fair for the infield single, but Zambrano tries to, well, help it get a little foul.
It's a foot wedge.
Yeah, the run didn't score. Zambrano not so slyly kicking to help the cause. Bottom 7, Dodgers down 3-2 with a runner on second, Andre Ethier. Since a ground ball to third, Aramis Ramirez makes a sliding stop, but his throw is in the dirt. Ethier safe at first. Juan Pierre scores. Ramirez with the error. We're tied at 3. Inning continues. 2 on, 2 out. Matt Kemp is out of the park. First 3-run shot this season, 5th home run on the year. Zambrano furious. He starts kicking again. This time, it's the Gatorade cooler taking that. Zambrano with the loss.
Mariners handled the Red Sox on Friday. Manny Ramirez back in the starting lineup after sitting out the night before. Bottom of the first, facing Miguel Batista, and that is a 2-run blast over the monster. And then check out the hustle by this guy. Who is this guy, by the way? In the parking garage. Ramirez is 14th of the season, his 5th home run in the last 7 games. There's Kevin Youkilis congratulating Manny. How many home runs did Manny hit on that one swing? That guy had all sorts of baseballs there. Bottom 4 tied at 2. Alex Cora smokes it to left center. Raul Ibanez bobbles it out there. Brandon Moss scores 3-2 Red Sox. J.D. Drew a double shy of the cycle, including this homer. Red Sox win 11-3. Tim Wakefield first win over Seattle since '97. The baseball, Twins and White Sox. White Sox 4-0 since Ozzie Guillen's rant last Sunday. Second inning, no score. Paul Konerko sizzles it to center. What the? Carlos Gomez just lost it, I guess, and that's Konerko's first triple since May 16, 2000. 3 batters later, it's Joe Creedy.
That ball hit deep in the left field. Stench. He's back, looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
White Sox hit for the cycle in the second inning. They go up 4-0. It's Creedy again in the 8th. 2 homers Friday, 2 homers Saturday. Just the 3rd White Sox player to do that in 2 straight games. They win 11-2. Rangers, look at what happened in the second inning. Frank Catalanato at the plate, fouls one down the third baseline. That's the ball girl's ball right there. And oh boy.
Oh, bless her heart.
I'd like to get a tail of the tape here on the fan and the ball girl. Get on in there, Slim. Both escaped injury. As the ball girl, hey, you know, she's a competitor. Laughing it off, that's a good sign. Bottom 7 now. Another foul ball to the same ball girl. This time, everyone stays in their seats. Nice play. The same fan that fell on her is begging for the ball. Oh, but he's denied. But that's okay. He's got a barbed wire tat, so it's a win-win. Bottom 9, Rangers down 5-4. Milton Bradley off the pitcher Dan Wheeler grounds out. Rays hold on to win 5-4.
Oh, that fancy animation means it is time for Saturday's top plays. We start with number 10, Royals-Yankees at the stadium. Home plate umpire Jerry Lane gets his bell rung on the foul tip. Jorge Posada alertly grabbing Lane before he falls down. That's a very helpful catcher there. Lane would leave the game with a concussion. It could have been worse without Posada's help.
At number 9, it's the Czech Republic and Switzerland. Václav Sverkoš with the finish. And the Czech Republic with a 1-0 win over Switzerland.
Number 8, college baseball, super regional, Cal State Fullerton, Stanford. Drew Storing gets Joel Weeks to ground into the game-ending double play. Stanford, the first team to advance to the College World Series with the 8-5 win.
At number 7, Royals and Yankees tied at 5. Derek Jeter, fly ball to right. Melky Cabrera going to tag from third, but look at the throw by Guillen. It's an absolute pill. But the Royals eventually lose on a walk-off by Johnny Damon. Rockin' fire. That awkward pause brought to you by
Number 6, Braves Phillies. Kelly Johnson ripping the hole, but Chase Utley is there. Great get by Utley. Also has 21 home runs on the season. And his Phillies win again, 6-2.
He's pretty good. Rays and Rangers, Ian Kinsler. Tough catch. Unfortunately, he was taken out by the guy with the barbed wire tattoo in the next inning. Very unfortunate.
You mean this guy? Number 4, Rays Rangers, foul ball towards third. Ball girl field grounder, and then hello fan from the stands. She hangs on to the baseball, though. Good for her. Tremendous effort from the ball girl, and his friends will never let him live that down.
No, probably won't. At number 3, MLS, DC United, Chicago. Fire goalkeeper John Bush, 2 great saves. But the Fire lose 2-1 on a stoppage time goal.
Number 2, Reds Marlins.
Backhanded, bounced up is Phillips. What a play! Brandon Phillips makes a Gold Glove play from second. He takes care of not 1, not 2, but all 3 outs.
But here was the best play from Saturday. College Baseball Super Regional. UC Irvine, LSU. LSU's Leon Landry. The gangster of glove, a great catch to rob the home run.